And any previous godfathers on that.
Our godmother might be well drunk.
Yeah, better.
We spent our summers out here from, I think the first photograph of me was when I was 1, crawling around a garden. Not this house, we stayed in another house. We stayed in a few houses down around the green that we rented before Mum and Dad had the foresight, back in the days when they didn't have tuppence to rub together, to buy Eventide, which was a little converted railway carriage. And the original railway carriage is still here. It's the current house is built around it, and it maintains its quaint railway carriage look. We kept the old windows and the wooden beams and the rafters inside that are in the curved shape of the roof. But Mum and Dad bought it in 1969, and we spent the next few summers out here, and then the family got bigger. There was 6 of us, and then we grew to 10, 8 children, 2 adults.
And any previous godfathers on that.
Our godmother might be well drunk.
Bernard was Paddy Kavanagh, Patrick Charles Kavanagh, PAY worker, worked all his life, and then in his hobby, in his spare time, he did building work. He was always building, and he grew up with that. And if you wanted to have a social outlet with Dad, you built. You pointed the bricks with some mortar, or you did some painting, or you stood by and held the wood while he was sawing, and that was great. The walls went up, the window frames went in, repairs were always done on an ad hoc basis, if and when, and patching together. It was just part of our life growing up that you either were building out at home, or you were building out here, or you were painting, or you were doing some sort of work. And then in the summer we'd have our quality time with Dad. We'd be going for a swim on the beach. Every day of the summer we went for a swim, and we'd be nagging Dad, you come for a swim or you come for a swim. And we'd all go down for a swim, we'd all come back up, and we'd sit outside on the patio, and we'd sit down there and chat and have the laugh and have the crack. And Dad would have a smoke.
Rosie, Stephen, smile.
You're sure to say it.
Stephen, say chow choo. Say chow choo.
He died in 1998. He died in February. He was 70 the previous July. We had a birthday party for him here in Rush, and we videotaped him. I camcorded him myself. And I went, there you are, you're 70 and you're here. And he said, cheers. And it's the last video footage we have of him, because while he was here for his 70th birthday, he didn't see his 71st. When he died, the family unity came together, and the stories and the crack was tremendous. It was never sad. He went the way he wanted to go. He just went. There he was, and then he was gone. And the summer in Rush was all talk about Dad, all talk about memories, all talk about the good times. It was his pride and joy, I suppose, that he made something that for the family to use, and the families to meet in and gather in, and relations and cousins and aunties and uncles used to all come out over the summer, and it was a big focal point of everybody out to Rush on a Sunday afternoon or a sunny day and to run the barbecue. We'll never sell Eventide, not in my lifetime, maybe in my children's lifetime. I know my mother has it in her will to leave the house for the use of her children and her grandchildren. You can celebrate somebody's life after they're gone by remembering them and keeping their memories alive.